darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you guys are so very welcome indeed. Are we living and loving the gold and the gene? Just a little something, you know? Now, we have, guess what? The first ever meet and greet here in London is going to be the jump off to a world tour on the 16th of April. There's going to be food, there's going to be music, there are going to be drinks, there's going to be goodie bag, champagne, cake, as well as what? 3 episodes of Sister to Sister, as well as Step and Repeat. You're going to live for it. Yes, my darlings, I'm going to leave the link for you guys down below. And as I had mentioned before, if you are in other countries, make sure that you, your tribe, your family, they subscribe. My team has told me, Fumi, we can only go to where you have the biggest subscriptions. And so you have to subscribe because that is where I will go. All right, let us get to the episode at hand. Porsha Williams was a guest host at the Breakfast Club.
I feel like Tamron Hall and her producers got together at some point and said, look, Wendy Williams is leaving, so somebody on daytime TV has to be messy. Because it feels like Tamron has been being messy on that show lately. Is it just me?
Hidden mess. Okay. It's a hidden mess. I went on Tamron's show and I was so excited. Okay. I mean, she's a beautiful black woman. She's, you know, branched off, got her own show.
Absolutely.
I did not necessarily feel supported on her show.
Really?
Did I expect her to agree with everything? I was promoting my book, The Pursuit of Porsha. I didn't expect her to agree with everything. But there was a turn where it turned from just her asking questions about the book to her kind of almost attacking me, almost making me feel like I had to justify anything that I had going on, and it just didn't feel good.
Porsha Williams is now married to Simon. Is that his name? Let me just make sure that I'm getting it right. Yes, Simon Gubadia, who is a Nigerian. Yeah? I'm going to stop right there for a minute. No matter who I become in the future, because the channel is growing, one thing I know clear as day, Fumi, stay humble. Eat your humble pie and be quiet. Because you see, this right here can be taken away. Always know where you come from. Know that you're an ambassador to your family. You're an ambassador to all the beautiful women, sisters. You know, it just kind of trickles, because you represent so many things to so many different people. But always stay humble and always remember that whatever you have now, you know, of course it's on the behest of hard work, but you're not the best. It's not only you. And there are other people out there who work just as hard and their time has not yet come. Embrace everything. Embrace all of the blessings that God gives you. And know that they are blessings that He gave you. But you are not in any way entitled to anything. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being humble. I love using my platform for the very, very, very good. For the voices of those that have stories that need to be heard. And I don't take anything for granted. I know that I have privileges that I didn't have before. And I'm so grateful for that. I say that because I wish Porsha could just think and settle down. Because the Porsha that was before the marriage is not the Porsha that is now married and cocky and arrogant. You see, the arrogance is there now because I'm married. And you make mistakes. And the people that take you all the way to the top are the same people you're going to visit on the way down. And I remember when I did an episode, and I'll link it down below, when Porsha had just announced that she was having a relationship with Simon. I can understand the optics. I'll never forget the optics, because he was in a relationship with Fallon, who was a kind of guest on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Basically looked messy. So here she is, guest host at the Breakfast Club, and she goes on to say that she felt that Tamron Hall did not support her because she was on Tamron Hall a year ago. She was there promoting her book In the Pursuit of Porsha. And Porsha felt that it started off nicely in the beginning and then Tamron kind of went in for the dig.
I went on Tamron's show and I was so excited. I did not necessarily feel supported on her show. Right now we haven't set our date. We are dating right now.
How are you engaged and dating?
You don't date your husband?
No, I married him.
You should be.
He proposed, we set a wedding date, and we followed through.
It turned from just her asking questions about the book to her kind of almost attacking me. It just didn't feel good. He's still just treating me so special. We just bought a home together.
And you're buying a home before married? That breaks a Southern rule.
No, we bought a home. We already bought the home.
The bottom line is, though, you have found someone you believe that is your life partner.
It is my life partner, for sure, absolutely. Now, hopefully, people get what's happening.
And what is happening is that you feel you have found true love.
Well, she's just delivered a baby, so congratulations. It's in order. She's engaged, so all adults involved are happy. On Tamron's show, and I was so excited. I did not necessarily feel supported on her show.
I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way, and Porsha, you know. But you see, Porsha feels I'm advanced now. She's quit all of her jobs and she'll be back for a special with the Real Housewives. She don't need it now. She got the money. Ha ha ha. Okay, be careful, mama. Anyway, Tamron goes on to ask her that you're engaged. When is the wedding date? That's a normal question. And in Porsha's defense, it's also normal to say, we're engaged, we're excited, we don't have a wedding date yet. Had she said that, that would have made absolute sense because we're trying to figure some things out. Family, location, this, that, work, blended family, kids, all of that. Then that would have been fine. I realized Porsha is not very good at interviews. Well, especially with Tamron, because Tamron is so solid in her research on the topic that she has sitting across from her. And so she goes on to ask her. She said, why not? She said, well, we're still dating, which was a very flimsy response. So Tamron, I think, was thrown off as in, are you engaged or you're not engaged? What's going on? That's where I felt she was coming from. And Porsha wasn't prepared for it. I said, you should still be dating with your man. We're dating. I mean, we're together, but we're dating. We're this, we're that, and so on and so forth. It kind of came to a head where Tamron said, no, I'm not really dating my man. You're telling me we set a date. I married him. He's my husband. So what are you waiting on? Now, remember, because she hadn't married Simon yet. And to be honest, a lot of people did not think that Simon would marry her. Being a Nigerian, I wasn't surprised that Simon married her. And I will get to that part in a minute. Because I had said in the first episode, it won't last. And I'm going to hold fast to that. Wait for the punchline. She went on to say, and how do you see all of this Fallon situation and you, because there was all of this kind of messiness. And Tamron went on to explain to the audience what had gone on, the backstory, and asked Porsha, what do you say about the situation? Because people do feel that you were messy, that you took Simon away from Fallon. Again, I don't know who her team is. I don't think she's very good at interviews. She could have come right back to Tamron and said, Tamron, we both know you can't steal any man. Let's start there. That would have been a strong start. Secondly, I knew Simon before the show. The thing here is, and it will always stick like glue, the man was married. The man was married. I will wait for you, Simon, when you are married no more. The divorce was not final from Fallon. She went on to say, well, he's a Nigerian man. That's their culture. Porsha, I'm going to direct this to you. Okay? That's not our culture. Our culture is to be loyal to your wife. We have Christians and we have Muslims in Nigeria. And they have 1, 2, 3 wives. The Muslims can have up to 4 wives if they want. They can have multiple wives. As Christians, No. Nigerians that are Christians? No. The thing here is that the man goes on to marry other wives, and there's nothing the other wives can do about it. It is not as if they are sister wives and they all sit together and say, oh, he married you too. That's oh, so nice, so nice. We'll come to your wedding. You said Simon has been in America since 17. I'm a Nigerian. I wasn't even born in Nigeria. My roots are my roots. I am who I am. And for you to even say that makes you put a blind eye to what he has already done with Fallon. And I am almost certain that he has children from other women outside of Fallon. I'll say it here and I'll say it again. Simon and the money. That attracted you big time. And so when Tamron was asking you about this, you kind of got on the defensive because you were angry that she asked you all of these questions. And if you had not married Simon and the relationship had gone awry, and you had come on this breakfast club, you would never have brought up Tamron. But you bring her up because you want to say, can you see, I married him anyway. People can marry. It's not the wedding, my darling. It's the marriage. And that is yet to be proven. Because you are fresh, baby, right out of the oven. So, as far as I'm concerned, you had no reason to bring Tamron up. None. But you ride on the high. And when you're on the high, you don't see anybody beside you. For sure, you don't see nobody below. Because now you think I've arrived and I don't have to deal with people below. And I'm going to tell people that have offended me, this is how I feel. And this is a year after the fact. You're still holding grievances from a year ago. Instead of you to focus on the very complex marriage and society that you found yourself in. He's American, so we're going to have one marriage up in here. He's American and he's divorced Fallon, and I know he has other children from other women, all in America. What are you talking about? Porsha, be careful. Just be careful. Be careful. Mind your business. Do your own thing. Love upon Simon. Do what you gotta do. Make your coin. Take care of your daughter, your children, and just go about your business. Don't make enemies when it's not necessary, and try to make friends out of your enemies. I'm a little older than you, so I know it's not worth it. It was no need for you to bring this up, and let me climb onto the fact that I truly believe Tamron was doing her job. And she came out the other end and said, let's even push that aside. You know what, I'm proud of you, Porsha? That when it comes to children committing suicide, I'm very proud of you to have spoken about that, because I've covered that on this very show. For you to be so young and to have felt that, and you came up out of that, and I say that now, proud of you. Big time, huge. And then you talked about your relationship that you had with R. Kelly and how, you know, one blames themselves. And it is very true. I've done the same thing too. You know, bad relationships, you blame yourself for putting yourself in this position. So your book is going to help many. And she said, I'm very proud of you for that, because Tamron is a woman of substance, and you can be too. You're in the driver's seat of your life. But don't make mistakes with men and then you're arrogant about it. You don't want to see it because you want it your own way. It's going to backfire in your face. I say it still. Do I think Simon and Porsha are going to make it? Absolutely not. No. So just the other day, and I might cover it, you guys let me know, Tiger Woods told his girlfriend, living girlfriend of 3, 4, 5 years, I can't remember, that honey, time for you to go on vacation. Drove her to the airport and said, with the one suitcase, you're no longer coming back to the house. You're locked out. She's now suing him for 30 million. Porsha, make sure you get the money. Make sure you get the coin. For you to have quit all of your jobs, perhaps you have enough money? I've never heard of that. There's never enough money. There's never too much money. Be careful, sis, and make sure you've got enough for you and your daughter. Okay? All right. Girls, ladies, gentlemen, brothers, don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, drop it like it's hot in the comments, and you let me know what you think. And what? I will see you guys sooner than later. All of my love.
The bottom line is, though, you have found someone you believe that is your life partner.
That is my life partner, for sure, absolutely.
Well,
I'm in love. I'm just so blessed to be in this place in my life. You know, when you get to a place where you're living in your truth and you really get to know yourself, during quarantine, I really looked at myself. That's when I wrote this book. To know yourself is to truly love yourself. All my faults, everything in that book, ups and downs, mistakes, bad decisions, I love Porsha and I know Porsha. So when I presented me to this man, Simon, he was meeting me in my truest self. So I knew my decision to say yes, no matter how fast it was.
Well,
I trusted my decision.
Listen, the speed, all of it are your decisions that you've made.
Yeah.
And most important, and besides the drama, whether it's real or not on the show, I deeply admire how vulnerable you were in talking about suicide as it relates to children and sexual abuse that far too many women experience and suffer in silence. For that, I applaud what you've done. Thank you.